Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as a Mercy and Brigitte main, I'll share some advice about Brigitte. I won't explain her ability kit because there are so many videos about them, so let's keep it short and get into it. So what will I show you? We'll look at the 4 important things for Brigitte. We'll cover how to play against each role, how to play with your team, when to use your abilities, and her perks. This will be an advanced guide for those who play Brigitte occasionally and want to learn about her. Before we start this, let me ask you this question. Do you play Brigitte to supporting for your team, or are you playing her like a damage role? Okay, I'm waiting your answer. Too bad, because the both answers are wrong. Brick is not like some supports in the game. We can separate supports into 2 categories. One focuses solely on healing and the other focuses on helping the team. Brick, however, falls right in between them. So how does that work? It's a bit complicated. When you are playing main healer, meaning you have a high healing output, such as with Ana or Baptiste, your only focus is to keep your team alive. Wait, so of supports aren't focusing to keep their team alive? Well, technically yes, but the difference is that main support have much more ability to heal or much more healing output coming out from their weapon. Meanwhile, the off supports have little healing, but they have other ways to help their team. Let's take Lucio for example. He can speed boost and take the enemy's attention by sliding around them. His ultimate can save you from so many enemies' ultimates, or he can boop the enemy away from you and your team. So I hope you guys get the idea. Well, why did I say Brick is between main support and off support? She can heal, but her healing output is low. That's it. There's no speed boost, no damage boost, or anything like that. You can only heal. She has to engage in close combat to heal her team, or she can use her E ability, which heals 25 instantly and 100 over time. So it's not that good. She has neither good healing output nor a good helping effect for your team. Then why should someone play her? Because in the right hands, she can actually be quite good. Playing with your tank gives them a chance to play more aggressively because you provide passive healing simply by damaging an enemy hero. Yes, you can heal your team by hitting the enemy because of your passive ability, which heals you and allies when you hit someone. However, it's not as simple as it sounds. You're asking your life by engaging in a fight with the enemy team's front line. You have to think fast and know when to fight and when to run away. In short, you need to know how to play with your tank. Otherwise, you will be killed every time. Okay, I given a brief explanation about her and little things to can improve your gameplay. It's not that much, as I said, it will be only a short guide. So let's see how to play against to each role. Some tanks are easy to 1v1 and win against, while others can destroy you in a second. So you need to know which tanks you can safely fight and which you cannot. But remember, some players can perform extremely well even on tanks that you can easily beat. Let's look at the good tanks whom you have advantage to them. Diva, Doomfist, Sigma, Rodok, and Hammond. In my opinion, these tanks are easy to play against, and you can easily counter them. If you're wondering which tank is the easiest to play against on this list, it's Doomfist. He has low health and can be stunned after charging his punch, which allows you to hold him for a while. The others are also easy to play against. If you are not playing carefully, you might still get beaten by them easily. You just have to track their abilities and seize the opportunity to attack. Most of the time, though, you can beat them without any problem, but if you die, don't blame me, it's your fault, kinda. Let's take a look at some tanks are difficult to play against, but sometimes you have advantage, sometimes you don't, so it's kinda 50-50. Winston, Hazard, Zarya, and Jungle Queen. They can be little if you don't play well. Winston can damage you to your shield and escape easily. Hazard can easily trap you and deal massive damage if he shoots you in the head. Zarya can destroy you if her charge is full and she has bubbles. Jungle Queen can be hard to kill if she has her abilities or her E ability is ready. So it actually becomes a strategy. You have to read the enemy's tank movement and abilities. Remember when they did use their abilities, where they are moving or something like that. When you have the chance, attack them with your tank. But not by yourself, of course, because they are much powerful than you. Lastly, these tanks are completely no-go. They can easily destroy you, and you have little chance of playing against them. Orisa, Mauga, Ramata, and Reinhardt. I said you can't easily win against them, but you can easily counter their abilities or escape easily from them. For example, you can stop Orisa's javelin, Reynard's charge, or create distance between you and Ramata. However, if they focus on you or attack you, you can beat them due to their high survivability. So when you play against them, move with your tank, counter their abilities, and learn when to attack and fall back. It's kinda playing around the corners and behind your tank. Now that you learn which tanks you are good at and which you are not, let's focus on how you should play with your team. Brigitte is really promising if you play her with the tank. You help out your team by keeping the tank safe from any abilities which might put them in a danger. Keep an eye out for any players who might be trying to flank your tank or push them into a corner. Your job is to protect your tank and help them when they are playing aggressively or when they want to fall back to a safer position. But that doesn't mean you should go out for your way for them, because for me, you are like the second tank. If your tank is gone, protecting your team becomes your mission. I'm not saying you should go front and take all the damage. Try playing behind the corners and use your whip shot to take out enemies that rushing you and your team. And keep an eye on the other spot, as they are the second spot that keeping your team alive. All you need to do is buy some time until your tank arrives. You have a great survivability and good abilities to push the enemy back. However, you are vulnerable to long distance heroes, which is why you should always play by putting distance between you and your opponents and using corners to your advantage. So you shouldn't try to 1v Ashe, Widowmaker, or any hero like them. So is Brigitte's playstyle entirely based on playing with her tank? Actually, no. Sometimes your tank might pick a hero who can play quickly and flank the enemy, meaning you can't play with them if they pick a tank like that. What should you do? Playing her for years, I've learned that sometimes you need to act like a tank and sometimes like a damage, or sometimes you just play on the background with the other support. You need to look at your DPS heals and see if the other supports are being attacked by the enemy team. Besides acting like a tank, protecting your support, or helping the damage, there's nothing more can you do. Now, we covered the first two important things. From now on, I'll give you some advice. I should remind you that using abilities and playing Brigitte on different maps can differ. Some people tend to play more safely, while others tend to play more aggressively. It is completely up to your playstyle. I'll show you how I play with her. Nevertheless, this will help you in general. Each hero has unique abilities that determine how you play throughout the match. Some heroes are better suited for range combat, while others better in close combat. Brigitte is a character who must be played in close combat. You have no choice. Your kit depends on your passive ability, Inspire. If you damage an enemy, you'll give your allies a heal for 4 seconds, and your allies will get 15 heal per second. In other words, you have to play in close combat. That's why you've got to stick with your tank, use your M1, and hit as many as possible you can. Your whip shot and shield bash also trigger this passive. If you can't play in close combat because you're taking a lot of damage from the enemy team, or your tank is playing too much aggressively, you can use your whip shot to trigger Inspire. You can even extend the duration by picking Morale Boost minor perk, which extends the passive duration when the whip shot is ready. So when should you use whip shot? If there is no diver or someone's jumping on you or the other spot, use whip shot as much as you can. It's short, only 4 seconds cooldown, so if you manage to hit every whip shot, you'll always have active passive ability. You can also use it in more straightforward way, like if a diver is jumping at you, helping you to get some distance, or even sometimes reversing the ultimate. Now, we've got 2 abilities and an ultimate left, Shield Bash and Repair Pack. First, I want to talk about when to use Shield Dash. It's got a small feature that helps you move faster, but that's it. And sometimes you can damage enemy. Shield Dash can knock back enemies a bit further and deal 60 damage. You can combine it with Whip Shot to deal even more damage. Shield Dash is usually used to move faster, get to a safer spot, or get closer to enemy if you see their health is pretty low. You can also use it to stop enemy's charge ability, which can save you and your team. But you have to be careful because you and the enemy will be stunned for 1.7 seconds. So who you can knock down? Reinhardt's charge, Rocket Punch, Bob charging, and another shield dash from enemy break. This will knock you both down if you want to stun an enemy, you have to wait for your ultimate to actually stun them. Now, let's talk about the repair pack. This ability is the most important kit for Brigitte. Remember what I said about being only when you can activate your passive? Sometimes you can get close enough to activate Inspire, so you can only heal with repair packs or whip shot to attack the enemy from distance to trigger your passive ability. But usually you can't even use whip shot because the enemy's attacks are so intense. If that happens, you'll need to use repair pack. It has 3 charges and each one takes 5.5 seconds cooldown. It's a lot and it heals slowly. Keep in mind that you can only heal 25 instant and 100 over 2 seconds. And obviously your tank, damage and the other spot will need healing, but you only have 3 charges. What are you going to do? Let me break down for you. Okay, just kidding. Let me explain. If you can activate Inspire, you're stuck with repair pack until you do. You have to keep an eye on everyone's health bar and heal them before they hit a critical health level. Why? You can't heal quickly and they will be healed slowly. If you send your repair pack to an ally, let's say they have half a life and you send it to them, they will be healed 25 in instant and 100 over time, which will make their health full. But if you send your repair pack to an ally who's got critical heal, they might not make it until the heal effect is fully applied. So you understand what I'm trying to say. You might be warning about the tank. If they have a half a health, it's best to use 2 repair packs instead of 1, which will heal them 50 instantly and 200 over time. That should keep them in the game, I hope. If you have no problem by activating Inspire, then you don't have to worry about repair kit as long as you are using them carefully. And with that, we talk about Brigitte's abilities, and now time to talk about her ultimate. Rally is great for both pushing and stopping enemy team. It works great on both sides. Rally gives you 100 armor and 100 over health for your allies. It also makes your shield bigger, so you and your team can get 10 extra seconds of survivability, which is how long Rally lasts. You can also stun enemies when you use your Rally. Yes, you can stun them by using shield dash. You can only use it twice because of the shield dash cooldown, so when you should use your ultimate, sometimes you can stun the enemies for a bit to give your team a leg up. You can also use your ultimate to stop enemies team's advance, or if there's a hero might have a game changing ultimate and you need to stop them. Even so, for me, you'll probably use Rally when you feel something's off, or you'll see it actually works pretty well most of the time. So it's kinda your hunch, but sometimes you'll fail or even die doing Rally. Don't worry though, you can only learn a character by playing and dying a lot. So if you feel like you are stuck on the same position, failing every time and thinking, oh, I've played Brigitte for hours, days or even weeks and I'm still so bad. Even pro players mess up when it comes to their main hero. There is no need to worry about being so good because there is no competition. Well, actually there is, but as long as you're enjoying, you should play hero who you are having with fun. I'm not sure why I'm making a guide for Brigitte since she's my main. I've just wanted to give you some tips. I admit that my tips might even not be that good, but anyway, here we are. Okay, let's look at Brigitte's pack, which also will be our last subject for her. Brigitte's packs are actually situational, unlike some heroes. You can use different perks for each match, depending on how it goes. Let's start with the minor packs. There's a barrier restoration which gives you a speed boost for a short time when you use your shield and restores shield healed when you hit an enemy. There's also moral boost which makes Inspire last 3 seconds longer when you activate with whip shot. They are both solid options and the best one to use just depends on how you're playing in that match. If you're playing on a big map and playing with close combat allowed, you can pick Barrier's Restoration to move faster and restore shield's health when you hit an enemy. It usually works best when played with Reinhardt, D.Va or Winston who needs to play at close range. On the other hand, Moral Boost is a good perk if you can activate Inspire with your melee. Use Whip Shot and activate Inspire for 7 seconds, which also save your repair pack sometimes. Now let's talk about the most important perks, major perks. Quick fix is great when your team takes a beating and is always at critical health, making repair pack even more useful. If something like this happens, this perk will save your team a lot. With its instant 35 health boost to critical health allies, you can heal them by 60 right away. Repair pack usually only heals 25 instantly, which isn't enough to save someone. But with this perk, you can save your repair pack to critical health for allies. Whiplash in another end, that's great for combat, but it can be tricky to use since you have to slam enemies into walls. But if you manage to do that, you'll damage 50 extra, making whip shot almost deadly. You can mix this with Brigitte's classic combo: M1, shield dash, whip shot, and M1 again. This combo isn't usually lethal, but if you perk this perk, you can kill anyone with less than 300 health. Just remember, you have to knock the enemy back to wall to activate it. Otherwise, you'll only do a 70 damage, not 120. I usually go for this perk when I'm against Genji, Tracer, on someone who's been flanking me the whole match. I can even describe the joy when I manage to finish them off. Alright everyone, this is all for the break guide. Maybe it is not quite good, but I put a lot of work into this video. So I would really appreciate it if you like it and subscribe to my channel. I hope this video is helpful. I'll see you in the next videos. Take care. Bye bye.